Hey everyone, how are you doing today? This is my second video talking about my things that are the go-tos that you would need for starting up with makeup. Last time I had a video, I talked about lipsticks, lip liners, things like that, and I also talked about mascaras. In this video, I'm going to be talking about primers, concealers, and foundations. Now, just to speak on the products that I use, I have very oily, acne prone skin. As you can see, I got a couple situations going on the side that I'm currently deal with off and on, depending on what time of the month it is, what's going on, what did I do or did not do to my face. So my products are geared towards me, as well as counting the fact that I am a brown sister. I have skin for my skin tone, and that works towards my skin tone as well. So if you have any other products that you think that I would probably want to try, please list it in the comments. If there's anything that you've tried that you say, hey, you may want to look it up, hey, put it down. Please like, share, comment, and let's get started. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is primers. Primers are going to give a shield between your skin, the makeup. Also, you can have it smooth out your skin. You can have it hydrate your skin. You can also have it work with pores, filling them in, making them really, really small. That makes your skin look even better. And with me, I deal with larger pores right around my cheeks here. And not really on my forehead, but on my cheeks. If you look really close, you could see them really big. So I deal constantly with trying to figure out how to make them smaller, how to fill them in, how to make my skin look smoother, and whatnot. So the primers that I have at the lowest end is the e.l.f. products. e.l.f. makes some pretty good primers, counting the fact that they're dirt cheap. They're very good for the price, but you need to, I guess, proceed with caution because some of them can make you a little oily. The one that I have is the Poreless Face Primer. It goes on pretty smooth, but depending on your combination of what foundations you use, powders and whatnot, it can make you a little oily, depending on if you're a very oily person. I'm a very, very oily person, so I'm constantly looking for something to make my skin matte, be able to stop the shine and fill in the pores because I have large pores as well. The other primer that I've also used is Baby Skin. It's by Maybelline, and Baby Skin is really good, especially if you have like a clear day and you're trying to wear something light and you don't want a lot of makeup on. You'll put Baby Skin on and then put your foundation on, and it just gives a quick barrier in between your skin and the makeup. Now with Baby Skin, it doesn't do a lot of it does some smoothing out and blurring, but it's not extremely great, but it's very inexpensive, less than $5. The next ones that I have are NYX products. Yes, I love NYX products. They are great. I love them. Awesome. Now, with those products, they have some that are trying to be dupes of other products. Now, I have to say that they are not complete dupes. Some of them are, but the two that I'm going to mention first, they are not complete dupes because the high end of them are amazing. The first one that I have is the Studio Perfect Photo Loving Primer from NYX. It's pretty good, but the problem is that a lot of people think that it's a dupes for, and because it looks like the Smashbox. That Smashbox is amazing. You will love it, but you will not love paying $36 for it, so proceed with caution with that. So you may want to run out and go get the Smashbox. $36 for primer. I run through primer way too fast. The only time I pull out my really, really high-end primer is for special occasions. For everyday going to work, I reach for my NYX, and I reach for a couple other NYX ones that I really like. But with this one, it's pretty good. It goes on very smooth. It makes your skin feel velvety, and it makes your primer go on better, your foundation go on better. So I really, really like it. The other one that we have is, sorry, it looks a little beat up because I use it pretty regularly. It's Pore Filler, and it's by NYX as well. Now this one, it kind of reminds you of the Benefit, the Poreless Benefit one, because it has a creamy consistency. With this one, it's clear. It goes on kind of like straight silicone. But with the other one, it goes on creamier. It's white as well, but it turns clear. When it goes on, it blends into the skin. You won't have any type of flashback or anything. And the other one that I have that's from NYX is this one, Angel Veil. Angel Veil is my favorite from NYX. It's the best performing for me. It goes on my skin. It fills in pores. It helps with my oil. It keeps that at bay on top of other things that I do. But the Angel Veil is really, 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 really good for my skin tone. I love it. For my skin type, I love it. It just helps overall compared to the other ones that we have. Now this Angel Veil, compared to the other ones, it'll set you back a little bit because it's around $15–16. But use it sparingly. Do not put a whole lot of primer on. Just put a quick thin layer, hit it at the top, the forehead, your cheeks, and then probably around your chin, depending on where you needed it. You do not have to put primer all over your face, especially depending on what type of skin you have. And now the last one. This one only comes out for special occasions. And the reason why I'm mentioning this is because even though it's not a drugstore price for the full size, the travel size lasts a really, really long time. It's the Benefits Pore Professional. There are two of them. There's one that comes out as a creamy consistency that's white. And this one is a blue clear like. But it helps with keeping your skin matte. I will use this as well as I will use a primer. I will put this on first after my moisturizer, and then I will put on my primer on top of it. It kind of helps keep your skin matte. I use this probably on weekends. I don't worry about it too much during the week, but on weekends, something that I want to look extra special, make sure that my skin doesn't have any issues, that's when I pull that out. Now this is the travel size. It's $10 if you go to Ulta or any other place like that. $10 there. But if you buy the full size, it's in the 30s. So that's why I mentioned it as far as being a drugstore price, but not really a drugstore product. When it comes to the other things, I use them when I need to. If I'm having a light day, I use my baby skin. If I'm having regular work days, I'm bouncing in between these two. And then for anything else, I'm using either my professional or using my NYX Angel Veil. There's a couple other ones, but high ends. But as far as drugstore prices, these are the ones that I like the most. Next, we have concealers. There's a couple of different ways you're able to use your concealers. Me, I use my concealers to cover up my dark spots that I have along my face, like acne scars. I have some over my lip on this side. As well as I have one sitting dead in the middle of my forehead because a pimple came and it said, hey, I want to sit here. Also, I use it for under my eyes. And I also use it for my eyebrows. I know a lot of people have gotten away from putting on concealer under their eyebrows to clean them up. I still like it. I still do it. So I'm going to start with the most inexpensive ones. And you and everybody and their mama probably heard of these. If you have not, if you're looking for an inexpensive concealer, it will be LA Girl Pro Conceal. They have every color under the sun. Every color. They have, if you have yellow undertones, if you have red undertones, if you are neutral, they have all those colors. They go from really, really light skinned white women all the way to very, very dark skinned ebony. So you can pretty much find your color for your concealer. And then you can go up a color if you want to do highlighting, or go down a color if you want to do contouring. With me, I use it for pretty much everything except the contouring. I use it for highlighting as well as concealing. And I use, this is Beautiful Bronze that I use for concealing. That's actually what I use on my cheeks today. And then I have Toast if I wanted to do any other concealing, because I bounce between the two colors depending on what time of the year it is. They go for around $3. So very good price, inexpensive. They have a brush tip, which works out pretty well depending on how you're trying to apply it. If not, you can put it onto another brush, makeup brush, and use it on your face. I use that for concealing. I do not use it for highlighting under my eyes or my eyebrows. The next one is still with Pro Conceal. LA Girl, this is the orange kind. They have orange as well as they have lighter orange. You can use this for color correcting. I honestly haven't had to color correct in a really long time because my concealer, but it's really good for color correcting, which a lot of people do use still. The other ones that I have are Maybelline. It's a little beat up because it's been used a whole lot. The Maybelline Fit Me, and I believe this is in Cafe. I used this for a really long time for highlighting under my eyes, as well as I used it for my eyebrows. But I noticed for my eyebrows, it wasn't thick enough to be able to work with the little hairs to be able to cover them up. So I use this for under my eyes and highlighting, which it really works for that. It works pretty well, especially for a drugstore brand. And it's about I believe $6. The other ones that I have for concealers are NYX products. I love them. And again, I love NYX. Pretty great. The other one that I have is this dual-ended NYX. It has a highlighter as well as it has a contour in it. I use this one for the contour if I ever want to do a liquid contouring. But I use this one for concealing. It's not light enough for me to do a highlight, but I do use I think this is espresso for the contouring if I ever want to do like a liquid contour. This one's pretty good. The NYX gives a lot of coverage. It's highly pigmented. It blends with the skin well. They have a lot of stuff for us brown girls. The other one that I use, and this is what I use for my highlight under my eyes, is the HD concealer. I really like this one, and this one I think is in Nutmeg. This is a really good concealer. The consistency of it is really good. I use it as under eye, and then I blend it out with a Real Techniques blender, and then I put powder on it. This works out really, really well, as well as it is inexpensive. It's a little bit over $5. It may be $6 at the most. I love it. I'll go through tubes of it. This is probably my 4th or some odd tube that I've had in a while. I love this product. I will continue to use it, and it works for every day. Now for my under eyes, I've found out that they have it in a pot. Full coverage concealer in a pot. This goes on really, really well for my under eye, and I love it for my under eye because what it does, it covers up the fine hairs that you may have if you're in between doing getting your eyebrows threaded or wax or just arching them in general, and it makes it so you have a cleaner look for your eyebrows. So even though you may not have gotten them threaded or waxed or whatnot or arched, it makes it look cleaner than it would after you fill them in and get them together. So those are my products for my concealers. I use the NYX ones daily. I use the pot daily, as well as, forgot one more. Sephora. Sephora has gel concealers, and they are really amazing. I love the color in them, as well as the consistency of them are really, really good. So if there's a day that I don't want to wear any makeup, I will probably be reaching for the Sephora to fill in just some of the dark spots and throw powder on top of it, as well as the LA Girl. I will use LA Girl if there's just a quick day I need to run out and I need to throw some concealer on. I'm going to reach for the LA Girl, throw it on my cheeks, throw some powder on top, and then run out the door. That's if I put on any makeup for that. But that's my non-foundation days. Other foundations that I have, I've bounced between quite a few foundations over the years. But these foundations that I'm mentioning, the majority of them I will still reach for. There's a couple of them I don't reach for that often because of a couple of things. One of them makes my skin kind of oily. Another one is the color of it. Everything else I will still reach for it any given day depending on what's going on and how close it is. First one is Black Opal. The Black Opal stick, I know a lot of women love it. If you have dry skin, try it. The consistency of it is really good. It's really, really good for traveling, and it's a stick format, and it blends out really, really well. The problem is with me is that I have oily skin, and every time I've used this, it's made my skin much oilier. So that's why I don't reach for it too often. So in the wintertime, I'll probably wear it because it will stay a little bit better. But in the summertime and any other time that it's really, really humid outside, I can't use it because my skin will get too oily. The color range for it is really good as well. Black Opal makes a lot of great products for brown women. So I will use that. The next one that I have is the Infallible, the Pro Matte from L'Oreal. The only problem I have with this is the color range. I am the deepest color that they have, and on me it looks very yellow, and it's a very, 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 put 10 more variants on it, matte. So it will flatten it out completely. I loved it because I didn't get oily with it, but the color of it didn't look real enough. It wasn't golden enough. It was very, very yellow, but it wasn't it didn't have enough red for me. I love it. I would advise, if you're able to find a color that matches you, try it, because the actual formula of it is really, really good, but it's the color range for me. So I wish they'll work on some color ranges, because on me it looked really yellow. It looked like I had a mask on from the neck going up. The other ones that I have, this is tried and true. No matter what day it is, I'm gonna have my Maybelline Fit. This is one of the best foundations in the drugstore. I repeat, it's one of the best, counting the fact that it's made for all skin tones, white all the way to black. Now, they can expand their ranges for the colors, but other than that, this is a solid foundation. It's good. I have the poreless kind because I have oily skin, and it stays matte and poreless, especially for a drugstore. It's only like maybe $6, $7. So I didn't realize until maybe 4 years ago or 3 years ago that certain makeup wasn't supposed to last forever, and that was one of them. I will put on my makeup at 7 o'clock in the morning and won't take it off until 5, 6, 7 o'clock at night because of me teaching. So I didn't realize that my makeup wasn't supposed to work that long. And I was wondering, I was like, why was it always looking so bad at the end of the day? Well, I found out why. Boom, it's not supposed to last that long, especially counting the fact that it's drugstore. So don't stretch it out thinking that it's supposed to last forever, but it is a very good foundation, especially for a drugstore price. The other one is the Maybelline Better Skin. I wear this a lot. Now, I can't say that it helped a whole lot with the pimples, but the coverage of it is really, really good. I also wore, both of these are in coconut. So if you're wondering, both of these are in coconut. I love the coverage of both of them. It kind of felt like this Better Skin had a thicker consistency. It had better coverage compared to the matte and poreless, but I'm not positive. Let me know if you think any different. Put in the comments. Now my last two, I have to do a grand interest for this one because I was so surprised at how good it was. It is the NYX Total Control. I was really surprised because first I tried it out and I was like, well, this is so thin and whatnot, but it builds up. So you can do really, really sheer, or you can do build up to full coverage. And guess what? I have it on today. Yep. This one, and this is in Cappuccino. I love it. Now, if you're oily, you need to make sure that you have backup, that you do extra powder, because at the end of the day, remember, you're doing long days. So 7 to 5, you're probably gonna be oily. You're gonna have to do a touch up. But for between like 7 and lunch, you're good. Around lunchtime, you may have to do a quick powder touch up. After that, you're good for the rest of the day. But it's a very good foundation. Is it long wearing? Not necessarily, but it's a very good foundation, and I would continuously wear it. My other one that I reach for, pretty much if I'm not reaching for the Total Control, I'm going towards this every single day. It's the Black Opal True Color. They have almost most color range, a big color range for black women. I love it. I love the consistency. I love the way that it goes on. I love the finish of it, everything. I reach for this one, Total Control, or the Maybelline Fit. Those are my 3 that I go for every single day. Now, I do have a high-end kind that I really do love, but I do that one sparingly. But for every day going to work, those are my 3 that I reach for. I love those foundations. Now, with my video, I was hoping that I was able to help somebody at least find some new options for foundations, concealers, primers that they'll be able to use. Please let me know if there's anything that you've used that you like. Put it in the comments. Please let me know if there's anything that you don't like and why you don't like it. There may be something that I haven't done, or the combination may be a little bit wrong. But if you have any comments, please put it in the comments. Like, share, and have a great evening.